Alright there, your old mate Yorkie here. Once again taking you back to Galarium for more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Right, exhausted as we are. Death Star stuff going on. Lost levels. Now back. 7. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins. But somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. People in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like a typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Teela waves to you. She's sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Per Delamore, come! Let me properly introduce you to Ella, Janna, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Teela pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced her best to use what Janna, Curl, and Elan found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times will come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food, and good company could help keep the gloom at bay. Really? Teela looks at you hesitantly, as if trying to gauge your reaction. Whatever. Hey, are we gonna sit here with grim faces, until we get to know each other a little better? That way, we have better reason to toast. Very well. For you, Teela. Tell me about yourself and your order, Elan. Our story's going, it's not very interesting. I was born far to the south in Andorran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills, I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. To give my life a coin, it takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many friends die and I wondered if it was worth it. But in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay my life down, at least it will be for good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev. Became squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members. The new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travellers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying down my mentor to rest. I'm content with my choice. I placed among the Crusaders. Trading for a barrel of beer. All right. Have you been serving in the Eagle Watch long, Janna? Signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Janna lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mivan, and I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge. You can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that that's no accident. Fate brought me here. Not the true believer. What about you, Cole? How did you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little, or maybe smuggled, or guarded stashes, so... Cole stares into his mug gloomily. But I never killed anybody, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and condemned, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgobber is my witness, a thief can be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. But I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated and with the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now, and a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us, you'll see. How do you all know Teela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabres. I was returning from the south, from my fiancée. I was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Ialmede. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden, where my orders camp. Glenn's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there. At the same time, they struck Canabres. We managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Hound Hearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. So good to see Sealer again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sealer in a tavern in Canabres. Before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at the table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sealer is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sealer too. So I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. Our Curly's a great lad. So after that night, Sealer and I went around the taverns together every night. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or help those in trouble. And they always find each other. It might be the best place in the world. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast in case you didn't notice. Sealer, did you call me up just because, or is there something that's actually of importance here? I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elon is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Elon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you. I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Tell me more. I'll see if I'm interested. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. A paladin of Ayamade and a friend certainly have more important things to do. Especially now that Canabris has been overrun with demons. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sealer begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cat from lesser demons, but look how many people are happy now. That feat will not be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabres will find the strength to protect the city. Sealer catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Yes, you do. Well, said Elon, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Ayamade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met. My older lady's here, forgive me. The finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her heart for a bungler like me. But I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabres. For half a year I've been getting up courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Darek's son Hammer. The best jewelry in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations. And I'm not what you would call rich. But I so want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel. The same shade as her eyes. And twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Darek's work was worth it. I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is most likely still at the Houndhearts camp, outside the city. Elan and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First, the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabres. I think we should at least go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. What do you expect to run into at this camp? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. There's only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the Wardstone in the main square. I haven't been back since. Well, if it's a chance to destroy more demons, I'll help. Healer put a hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Ilan is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him, so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Really don't give 2 fakes for his so-called do-goodedness. As I said, if it's a way to destroy extra demons, I will do so. Sealer, I hope you can convince her better to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course. If the League of the Inspiring Card has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. $922. Let's talk to Ninio. Get her story. Girl, I'm pleased with you. I asked for you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. Ninio stopped to catch her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. You always express your delight so effusively. What? Who are you? Ninio stares at you for a while, bewilderment in her eyes, but then is replaced by recognition. Oh yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements, and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is a principle that underpins any training. Maybe I should provide you with some feedback on your achievements. He frowns, brown for an instant. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, unless I forget. But let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley, lying between Canabres and Dresden, as soon as it's reasonably practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget it. What's so special about these ruins near Canabres? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you are my most loyal follower, and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge. Ninio rubs her nose. And also because you are the first person to ever ask me about it. Why am I not surprised? Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the World Wound and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed grey robe and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Yes, we've seen them. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reason for his absurd appearance, and do you know what he said to me? He said, I am the answer, but what is the question? Then he walked off in the direction of the World Wound. The next day, after I'd already forgotten about the first encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman. Judging by the pointed ear sticking out from behind the mask, I am the answer. But what is the question? He said, before taking off toward the World Wound. And then I realized everything became clear to me. Really? I know a mystery when I see one. That's not things becoming clear. That's you understand that they're not clear. Cool. Consider this one of my myriad talents. Ninio rubs the tip of her nose. After all these guys weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all headed in one direction. To a place not far from Canabres. A place which is marked as nameless ruins, even on the Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go. Unravelling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history, or perhaps even in legend. I don't want to know what your reasoning is, it's usually bad. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew what was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. These ruins aren't very far from Canabres. You could easily get there all by yourself. Why do you need me? Ninio's eyes seem ready to pop out of their socket in surprise. Don't you see? This is a legendary secret place. Who knows what might happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe? My mortal body may be unable to contain all that knowledge, or perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to the interested parties in Absalom. And don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. You know, these ruins of yours may just turn out to be that. Ruins. Ninio shrugged. In that case, we'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiments I'll try next. I've heard enough about this nonsense. Well, now you know, so off we go. Ninio frowns. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talents myself. I highly doubt it. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Whatever. Not too clever, now or never. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. Ninio sighs. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I'm catastrophically busy and have no time to spend on writing poetry. I honestly am losing interest in what you call me. Call me girl, I don't care. Me about yourself, strangeling. I'm an explorer, pilgrim, yet to be reckoned. You've told me that. That information should be enough to satisfy your curiosity, because I doubt I will be able to tell you more than that. You see, the brain of any given individual can contain only a limited amount of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterica, planar geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. And Neo rubs her nose. Besides, what if I make a great discovery? Well, won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated or useless information. What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for the whole of Galarian. From. That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. How did you become a scientist? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. Alright, I'll stop torturing you with questions for now. What were we talking about? I have to go. Neo produces a crumpled piece of paper from her sleeve and takes some notes on it. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. She lifts her chin. By the way, did you know that this is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Canapris need to find a defendant guilty? But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armour is not bothersome to them at all. Why am I not surprised? New priest. A stout old man with fuzzy grey beard mumbles a prayer. He looks as tired as everyone else in this tavern, but determination is stamped on his haggard face. What can I do for you? Whenever I sleep outside the walls of the Defender's Heart, I'm plagued by terrible dreams. Can you help me? Please study your face carefully. You look tired, but otherwise entirely healthy. If we were anywhere else, I would simply tell you to get some rest, but we are on the border of the world wound. I'm also aware of what is happening to you. As you know, the wound is a rift between Galarian and the Abyss, and all the evil that feeds the Abyss does the opposite in our world. It feeds on Galarian. So it is that even when we cannot see demons near us, our ultimate foe, the Abyss, is always surrounding us. Many soldiers fighting in the world wound experience similar things. They suffer terrible nightmares, get no peace, and sometimes even lose their minds. But we are trained to help you with this affliction. By the will of Abadar, I have consecrated an altar here. The god's presence permeates the space around it, soothing one's soul and quieting thought during rest. So if you find your nerves afraid, seek out a holy place like this and approach it, and all the corruption will be cleansed from you. Are you exactly? Vasily Rathamus, rector of the local temple of Abadar. The temple is gone, though. If he snows here much longer, the city will be lost as well. Who's the boy with you? This one, Kiado, the shepherd, my apprentice. He's a smart boy, and his faith is strong. He serves Eris still, though, but there's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great cleric when he gets a little older. Help can I expect from you? First, I sell scrolls. I have a lot of them. Something for every emergency. Second, while you're here in the tavern, I can read one for you. Granted, no surprise. Guaranteed, no surprises. You better not go into the city without a cleric. I won't be going there myself. I'm too old, and my powers are needed here. Tell me again about the Abyss's corruption. As you know, the wound is a rift between Galarian and the Abyss, and all the evil that feeds the Abyss does the opposite in our world. It feeds on Galarian. So it is that even when we cannot see demons near us, our ultimate foe, the Abyss, is always surrounding us. Many soldiers fighting in the world wound experience similar things. They suffer terrible nightmares, get no peace, and sometimes even lose their minds. But we are trained to help you with this affliction. Yes, I know that. I have to go. Talk to him a moment. A tall, athletic man greets you. His hair is prematurely grey and shorn close to his head, in military style. He is lean and well-groomed. A monocle twinkles coldly in his eye. The bold set of his jaw and large but agile frame attest that here is a man who is ready to be on the move. Greetings, I am Hylar, Venture Captain of the Pathfinder Society. I am the superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendev. However, the Society is running almost no operations here right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders here. Actually, I'm only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshipper known as the Spinner of Nightmares. I've had to work alone, without the support of the society. But I've made a lot of acquaintances among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters with an honest cause, talk to me. Do you know anything about the Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Tyler ups his chin. Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So you're the chief in these lands now? What about Lady Ori? When I left for the World Wound, she'd just taken up position. Tyler examines the talking weapon and chuckles sadly. I'm afraid Ori perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well. Write in your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. Finian's voice is full of joy. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Milo shakes his head sadly. Poor lad. But such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our minds cannot take it. I'll talk to you later, maybe. Good luck. Watch your back. Only trust your close friends. The enemy is cunning and treacherous. Right, Irabeth. Any success? How is the city? Well, I found Janna like you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get, Irabeth frowns. I suppose it's asking too much. Want fighters that are sober as well. The town of Westrod has been cleared of demons. Great. The places where demons have gathered need to be cleared one by one, and they won't be able to stab us in the back when we take on the Great Garrison. Thank you for your service. What is our strategy for the attack on the Great Garrison? I shall lead the rest of my forces on a frontal assault. This will distract the enemy enough to let you use the secret passage and reach the wardstone. Destroy it before the demons turn Armide's gift into a weapon of the abyss. Most of the allies you found will join my forces, but you can expect a certain amount of support from them. My opinion on Prelate Holden aside, it's undeniable that his Inquisitors are a formidable force. You'll benefit from their pinpoint strikes against troublesome enemies. The Order of the Flaming Lance counts among its members both valiant knights and masters of the occult. We're about to test an experimental ritual they developed. Should it go according to plan, your party will have a serious advantage during the Battle of the Great Garrison. In these dark days, the most unlikely allies join forces to fight common foe. All tieflings are treated with prejudice in Canabris, let alone the smugglers and thieves of their kind. And yet, they're on our side. I'll make sure their contribution is not forgotten after the victory. They'll be of little use in open combat, but they'll help you spot secret doors and warn about traps. I have to go. I'm still not ready for the rest of it. Are you? An imposing young Oriati is surrounded by a crowd of crusaders who are hanging on her every word. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between Jiska legionnaires from the last war and the crusaders. The perfection of form and spirit they were imbued with during creation turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine. Not a raging bunch of individuals, but a united whole. Now tell me again why I'm supposed to be impressed by your reckless assault, where everyone is fighting for their ego and for the right to beat their peers to a swift but pointless heroic sacrifice. Some of the crusaders grumble unhappily, but it's clear that they are captivated by the woman's words. The only exception is a scraggly and dishevelled halfling monk, whose puffy black eye keeps him away as a brawler and a troublemaker. He enthusiastically pushes forward and tries to engage, but one of his friends swiftly jabs him in the back with the elbow, making the poor fellow pause to catch his breath. Listen what she's got to say. One of the crusaders angrily curls his fist tightly and retorts with a burst of passion. If those chists of yours, or whatever, had come for us, we'd have their guts for garters. You think we've never fought a mighty adversary before? The soldier's stern facade cannot fully conceal his relish. He clearly plans to enjoy this confrontation. Crusaders around him look upon their exotic opponent, sorry about the reading this morning, with a mixture of irritation and piqued interest. The woman chuckles before cutting off her interlocutor. I would love to see you storm a 60-foot tall walking castle, shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortifications on its back. And I'll have you know that these fortifications were defended by Jiscan priest craftsmen, armed with demon-bound war machines. They use the enemies you can't defeat as mindless weapons. The woman gives the people around her a triumphant look and adjusts her clothes with pointed nonchalance. Her voice takes on a lecturer's tone. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative researcher on the history of warfare 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. The woman looks at you and flashes an amused smile. This lecture is over. Do my esteemed listeners have any opinion? What is this last war that you mentioned? The last war of Jisca, of course. A large-scale conflict that took place 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. It was a war against the Assyrian pharaoh of forgotten plagues. A war that ended the legendary Jisca Imperium. An epic struggle that became the most vibrant page in military history. Alas, all conflicts that followed it were but a pale shadow, including the one I'm witnessing here. You're wrong to treat the Crusaders with such disdain. I might not like them, but they are my Crusaders, or they will be. I will be the power here, and you are an irritant. Allow me to explain. A debate? Oh, I will happily prove that the current conflict can't hold a candle to the last war of Jisca. Very well. The last war of Jisca was waged using a significantly greater number of troops. Both sides actively relied on reinforcements from allied planes, and their strategic planning was perfected through no fewer than 7 rounds of intensive design. None of the above applies to this war of yours. Compared to the Jisca, we are but stone-wielding kobolds. I would like to conclude my thesis with a few words of wise counsel from Dagon, an advisor to the Pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues. I doubt you will comprehend the true genius of his statements, but here it is nevertheless. A gadfly sees the ox. The ox pays no heed to the gadfly, but crimson fever takes them both. The events of the past are shrouded in legend. The fate of the world has been decided here and now. Apparently you fail to grasp something so obvious. The earnestness on the face of those around you has taken away Indra's panache, encouraging her to backtrack and stumble over words. Of course, I'm not trying to diminish the importance of current events. What I am trying to say is that from the standpoint of history, and particularly the history of warfare, she falls silent, fixedly staring at the unfriendly eyes of her audience. The true importance of these developments won't become obvious until later. Offers a pretentious dismissal. As a scholar, I cannot deny that there is a certain truth beneath your sceptical statements. History is a complex discipline rooted in facts and an evidentiary base that grows ever more meagre the further described period is from the present moment. Of course, if I were to argue in bad faith the way Crusaders embellish their tales of slaying a single Brimrak by adding a dozen Baelors, for example, I could win this debate. But I am loath. I am above such things, and therefore I am forced to admit that your skepticism is not entirely without merit. And get out of our shelter. Indra scoffs haughtily. Even when acting rude, the Crusaders remain deplorably simple. And this is where I bid you farewell. Before the end of the day, I was planning to observe how winged demons use pack tactics to drive their prey like herds of livestock. It is about time I got back to my research. The hint of a smile graces Indra's lips when she sees disappointment in the eyes of many Crusaders around her. Stay safe. Just a quick out-of-character note. If you don't get rude with her, and Per Delamore was not going to put up with that crap, but she was not going to say anything nice to her. If you're nice to her, you get a fiery sword. Don't think there's anything to talk to the storyteller about. How are we doing on experience? 230 needed. No. Emerald Hawk. I need to look at books. Looked at most of them. But rather than try and work out exactly which I've looked at, I'll just quickly scan them all. And if there's something that is going to give me something, I will get it anyway. Now, they haven't been with us, that's why they need to gain levels. Not worried about that because they're not churning. Let's see, wearing what armor? I have half plate plus one. Yeah, 9. More than that right now. Watch if you can't wear any. You're on 100 mil, you can have half plate plus 1 again. You've got breastplate plus 1. Fine. Can't wear armor, you can't wear armor. You have hide armor, I'll give you 5. Or you could wear armor. Have that. Right, anything. You don't need any weapons because you don't wield them. Keeping you with that. And I'd rather have you use that, honestly. But what you can use. Magic item. Although honestly, I mean, maybe Mace of Fire would be better for you if you've got to fight out of shape. One hit Constitution. Give that to you. And we'll give you the throwing axe. You can take that. I guess you can have the javelin. It's not really something that's useful to you. But of that, I don't have a magical bow. Right. Sort by name. Care about the books. Rare enfeeblement, scare, rare exhaustion, fear, and weak. Not for 13,000. Get some first aid kits. That could be useful for Ninio. Not sure I need it though. Any healing potions, etc. Potion. I also probably got potions of restoration. Yes, we do. Can't get all of them. Get a few of them. Already picked. Good. How many negative levels you got? 1, 2. I think actually, since we're not exhaust, oh, I'm at death's door. You know what? I can press on for now because I'd like to hit the next level. From previous runs, I know there's something coming up, and I'd like to be level 5 when we hit it. And I believe I said we only have 230 points needed. Let's head back to Market Square.
I always have the upper hand.
Rounds up.
The fatigue befalls even the best.
Wait.
Always watch your back.
Mind over make muscle. A fine trophy.
Save the last one for me.
68 points left.
The heartbeat quickens. This is my chance to run. A terrible mistake.
Down.
Mysteries can wait till tomorrow.
And that will be our level. Fifth level Cavalier's banner becomes a symbol of inspiration to his allies. Their allies. As long as the Cavalier's banner is clearly visible, all allies within 6 feet receive +2 morale bonus on saving throws against fear, +1 morale bonus on attack rolls made as part of a charge. 10th level bonus increased by +1. Domitable mount. You get Spirit Enchantment +2. First level, a Spirit Hunter can use can as a swift action grant +1 enchantment bonus for 1 minute for any weapon she's holding. For every 4 levels after that, the weapon gains another +1 enchantment, to a maximum +5 at 17th. These bonuses can add to the weapon stacking with existing weapons. Affecting multiple users do not stack. First level bonus can be used to add Ghost Touch special ability to the weapon. 5th level can be used to add any of the following: Flaming Frost, Keen, Shock or Speed. Adding these properties consumes an amount of bonus equal to the property's base price modifier. These special abilities are added. Okay, that's fine. Good. And you get a thing there. Get Fencing Grace on Rapier. Add Dexterity modifier instead of Strength to the weapon's damage. Nice. Kineticist level 4. You're not using spell styles at the moment. They're Blast. Right, so yeah, we've already got Kinetic Blast, so we don't need that. We'll get Spell Penetration now. Yeah, we'll do that. Perception and All Nature. Don't think I need them to be, so I'm not going to take that. It has to be melee, and she's not doing melee. Fortitude saving, or yeah, do great fortitude. Why not? You are a little stigmatized witch. Arcane folks. Melbourne families have a long tradition of producing wizards and other arcane spellcasters. Raise their children. Okay. +2 bonus on concentration checks made to cast spells defensively, and a +1 cast checks to overcome spell resistance. I like that. Although, actually, there's a meta magic which might be more important right now. Like to spell. Don't suffer friendly fire. When casting selective spell with an area effect and a duration of instantaneous, you can choose a number of targets in an area equal to the ability score modifier to determine what are you going to get. Level 1. Get enlarged person. Might be worthwhile. Or they inflict light wounds. You can help me heal. Web. Scroll savant. I also think you should have selective. Fireball's useful. Haste is very useful. A new old brig. Ribbon Heart Shifter. Additional skill point per level might not be bad. Yeah, you're not going to have a mount, so we're not doing anything like that. Let's start you off on. Well, none of us others have it yet. Well, the horse could have it. If you're attacking the same as the horse, that would be useful. Oh, I should have given you precise strike. Oh well. Get it next time. Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block out the exclamations coming from beneath it. Reveal, oh dearest darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze on me, pray tell? Thy husband I called a friend of time, but love 'tis an ocean and friendship a well. But Willis, how are we to live, my sweet? Booms a deep masculine voice. But Willis, how are we to live, my sweet? Booms a deep masculine voice in response from beneath the same pile. Indistinct rustling follows. Pass me the ale, will you? You think he's down there? Ulbrich regards the rubble with suspicion. Humans don't use such words. What if his Oglin's trying to trick us? We best keep our distance. Get this lot out of here. The pile shifts easily, revealing an entrance for some kind of cellar. There's an interesting looking chest among the items. There's some nice stuff we can sell. Look, the door is open. And now we're completely at the mercy of whatever's up there. If it really is a demon. We'll have nothing to fear. We have the power of inspiration after all. But hand over my ladle and that rolling pin. Who or what are you? Now look, it's not a demon at all. Greetings, kind friends and rescuers. I'm Grandma Gretlen, theatre director, and these are the members of my company. Granny, that's not a ladle. That's one of the props from the malevolent Lich performance. One Tinner made. Scepter or something. He made it out of my ladle. We wanted to use a broom handle, but I put paid to that daft idea, says the dwarf with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show. You're very funny. Especially your play where the woman slowly climbs onto a chair while singing and then falls off again. Ember claps her hands in delight. Well, it is actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. Chair, you see, it represents a tower of rock, rising above a raging sea like a finger of a giant. And the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into the swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times. Glad you liked it. What were you doing down there? Do I even want to ask? No. Can you get somewhere safe? Oh, don't worry about on our account. We'll be using our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. We're not afraid of demons lambkin around. Lambkin? Lambkin, says the dwarf readily. Our male lead. He'll protect us, don't worry. We know what we're doing. Okay. I have to go. Thank you again for rescuing us, stranger. Today you did a great service for Andevian culture. I think we may have a different definition of culture. And perhaps the culture of all Galarian. You will certainly be remembered in future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theatre. Oh dear Lord, save us from our amateur dramatics.
I do things my way.
Now, there is. Actually, use one of them. One of them. One of them. We can use one of them. That should be fine.
Careful now.
Zombies.
Precisely.
There may have been an observable jump just there. Probably has been. And it's because I've just had to reload after a crash. It's not the game that crashed, it's the fact that the PC's old. I think the coolant's kind of worn out, you know, the cooling gel. So, basically, things aren't good. There's a shadow.
Cover me.
One down. They're not affected, of course, because they're undead. You should be informed.
I'll rip you apart!
You missed. You won't rip them apart if you miss. I hate to tell you that, but that's the thing.
Go.
Also missed. Oh, and I skipped you accidentally. Go down. Flaming spirit.
The spirits demand your blood!
Ow! Not good.
Go.
Well damage, that's something. Three strength damage.
irrelevant.
9 damage to it. Okay, I didn't think you'd be able to do any.
Stab their backs.
9 damage. Another one down.
They'll beg me to stop.
You are today's sacrifice.
Camellia dies again. Well, actually, she's not dead. She is at death's door.
Surrender or else.
Nice.
I'll loot your corpse.
And that's them taken down. Right, Camellia. You need to get stop getting hit like that, my friend. You really do. There we are. Oh, either way, we've taken them down now. Let's sort out the books as well. You have... You can give us blessing. Couple of enlarged persons. For yourself and Olbrich, I think. Oh, I can't. That can only be one of them. Okay. I don't need you to be curing light wounds, really. Gonna has my bonus. Alright, so let's get that on. 2. Protection from alignment communal. Full strength. Bony fist, you can give that to our lad. And I think barkskin. 3. Magical vestments, the one you've got there. Running entanglement. This spell functions as entangle. It sets a foliage on fire. Now that. And resist energy communal. Yes, absolutely. I don't have any spells. You don't have any spells. You do. But spell level 3. Oh, you might not be able to do that right now. Yeah, your maximum spell level is 2. Okay, so you can't do that right now. You... It's a magic. Fireball. Like 2. We can cast level 3 spells. And we can cast level 4 spells. I think. Can we not? Oh, cannot cast. We've got one memorized, but you can't cast it. Okay, I get it now. Right, so meta magic. 1, do we have grease? Apparently we do not. 2, we do have pit. It's we don't get hit by now. Summon monsters. Get some blurs on there. Get some more magic missiles on. They can be quite useful. Right. And you need some healing. City has fallen! At last, how glorious! Now I can stop pretending to be a shopkeeper and spend all my time on my troop session. Reanimating the dead. Hey, that's my job. I haven't learned how yet, but I will. We didn't sleep. Damn it.
I'll rip you apart!
Your death awaits.
Go for their hearts!
Well, they seem to be resisting us so far.
No match for me.
Cover me.
I'll cut you wide open!
Ember. Oh no. Lineal. Well, the cultist necromancer is still looking rather hardy.
Stab their backs.
The spirits demand your blood. So this is how it feels.
I'll rip you apart!
I'll eat your corpse.
Ulbrig, I expect better from you.
You should have listened to reason. Too late for apologies.
No match for me.
Your death awaits.
Now, hit them this time, will you? There we go.
Nice try. Didn't work though.
They'll beg me to stop.
There we are.
I'm tired.
Yes, I think perhaps having cleared the streets here, it might be time to head back. There's still this area down here, we'll turn to that later. Now, back to the Defender's Heart. Go sell things. Spoken to most people in here. Haven't spoken to Wendoag yet, I don't.
As such, the genetic predisposition of an individual for magical abilities is not an overriding factor in the manifestation of said abilities in said individual. Hello? Have you all fallen asleep?
I think so. Thank you for helping us sleep. Yes, we have spoken to her. The demons are attacking. Please talk to Rebecca as soon as you can. Help us defend the tavern. Well, my friends, that's where we'll end for today. Join us next time when we will take on the demons who dare attack us here. In the meantime, hit the like, comment, subscribe if you wish the channel to grow. Bye now.